Black man dating outside your race. Woo! Get him. Y'all got it bad in Seattle. Who you marry? Who you have children with? Who you date? Who you're engaged to? Who you cohabitate with is a political decision. You are with the woman you are with, not merely for who she is, but for what she represents. Michael Jordan married that young white model, not because he loved her, but for what she represented to a blue, black, purple man who was picked on and bullied for his richly melanated skin his whole life. And despite the fact he was Michael Jordan, he saw in that woman an escape from his own color. And when that woman gives birth to his child, he will be happy that my baby ain't as black as I am. The interracial marriage, the miscegenation, is nothing more than a self-inflicted eugenicidal campaign by black men to lighten up their DNA because they can't stand what their mothers look like. I would never condemn the white woman. She ain't done nothing to me. It ain't her fault. It's our fault for running away from our own women. She was good enough for you in slavery, but she ain't good enough for you now. She was good enough for you in Jim Crow, but she ain't good enough for you now. She was good enough to lick your wounds during the Black Power movement, but now she ain't good enough for you no more. Right. Really now? Up until 1957, 67, you weren't even allowed to marry a white woman in certain states. And ever since the Supreme Court overturned interracial marriage, black men been marrying outside of their race more than the men of every other race in America put together. So there's no way in hell you can convince me that it's purely about love, because if it is, explain to me, brother, why is it you seem to have jungle fever more than everybody else put together? It is a self-hatred. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I know some sisters got issues. Get on her damn nerves, she'll put your business in the street. I know this. I know my sister. You don't treat her right at the end of the year, she'll sell your social at tax time. I know she can get bucked, but so can you. And if she can put up with your ass, you can put up with hers. We in this together. We family. If one rise, we all rise. If one fall, we all fall. We got to get our cultural glue back that once held us together. The Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, greatest black leader of the 19th century, the one who paved the way for every other leader after him, who didn't give him credit after they stole his ideas. He said, if the black men and women are not careful, he said, if you are not careful, you will drink in all the poison of Western civilization and you will die from the effects of it.
That's right.
The public school in the black community is an economic stimulus package to unemployed white folks.
Right.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
I know good black folk who would love to be and teach for America. I know a lot of brothers with bachelor's degrees looking for a job. They would love to go into the classroom and give back, but they don't get hired. Your oppressor will never give you the tools to overcome his control over you. And that's why our children are never schooled in the arts of power. Our children are never schooled in the arts of economic domination. Our children are never schooled in the arts of military takeover. The stuff that makes the world go round, your child ain't taught none of it. Right. They give him Anne Frank, Helen Keller, Christopher Columbus, and Star Spangled Banner, the Pledge of Allegiance, and President Obama. After the black boy is put on, the next thing is juvenile incarceration, juvenile detention center, special schools for the disciplinary kids, right? This is called pre-prison. We setting them up. In many states, the child can't even go back to school after they get out of juvenile placement. You got to go to twilight school. You can go a couple hours at night, and we might let you leave with a diploma. Only 1 out of every 4 black boys in America graduates from high school right now. That's it, 1 out of 4. Why do we need a new GED test? I'll tell you why. Because they had to come up with another strategy to intensify the failure of black males, to justify the subsequent incarceration. Because they no longer need black people for the economic order of America to function. That's what the Mexican is for. Why do you think all this talk about immigration on CNN today? I'm sitting in the hotel. Immigration, the Mexicans, the Latinos. You know what this is about? They said President Obama moved unilaterally without the new Congress. How could you just make a decision and let the immigrants in and you didn't even talk to the new Congress? I'll tell you why. Because the business of America is business. They tell Obama what to do. And the corporations of America said we need more workers and we don't want to hire the black ones. Because if we hire the black ones, we got to pay them a certain wage because they know their rights. But if you let the Mexicans sneak over, we could pay them under the table. All day long. The Mexican and Latino are here to take your place. Which is why you must resist the attempt to fall for the multicultural identity crisis. They're trying to convince every African in America to put down your blackness and pick up the banner of multiculturalism. You need to form a coalition with Arabs and Asians and East Indians and Native Americans and Latinos and Mexicans, all of whom can't stand your black. Coalition with other brown people and fight as a unit of multiculturals against the white power structure. Hell to the no. Because even though they are non-white folk, they are just as racist as white folk, and every one of them participated in our oppression one way or the other.
That's right.
Including your so-called Native Americans, who some of y'all love. Every black person got some Indian in their family. But did you know all 5 of the major tribes fought with the Confederacy against the Union? Did you know many of the Native American Indian tribes had slaves of their own? And are you aware that most of them that have casinos right now passed regulations that said no black person, whether you got Native in your blood or not, can claim any part of the inheritance on their reservation. And you want to be a Native American. Black folks, they trying to be something they not. You gonna find that you got an Irish grandmother and you want to paint your house green. Tell me I'm wrong. A black person finding out they got white blood is like a black person hitting the damn lottery. Guess what? I'm half Portuguese. They won't even let your ass on a Portuguese airplane. I'm not African. I'm not African American. I'm just an American. Well, I know my ancestors came from Africa, but I don't know where they come from. But I do know that my roots run through Louisiana. So what you trying to tell me, Ms. Raven Simone, is because your ass don't know your history, you cease to be what you really are. Everybody trying to run from blackness. That's why the United States Census, they gave us all these new designees on the census now. You can be multicultural, multiracial, biracial, Latino, Pacific East Islander, Southeast Asian, and all of them is black by another name.
That's it.
My ancestor Frederick Douglass was the product of a... Did anybody ever call him biracial in his 75 years of life? No. Hell no. My great-great-great-great-grandfather Stephen Bailey, his brother, the product of a... Did anybody ever call Grandpa Stephen biracial? Hell no. He was Negro like the rest of us, but now in 2014, we done got sophisticated. And nobody's seeing any pride in being black no more, so we want to escape under other labels. Listen to me. You don't suffer for what you call yourself. You suffer for what you do not do for yourself. A lot of us think we can outname ourselves out of oppression. Well, I'm a Hebrew, I'm a Moor, I'm a Nawapian, I'm a this, I'm a that. I have no problem with none of the labels. But please don't think for one moment that the white man sees your ass any bit different because you got a new vowel in your name. We all in the same boat.
Yes, sir.
And we need to stop trying to run away from it because it ain't changing.
Same plane, bro.
We done been through every strategy we could potentially use to be accommodated, amalgamated, integrated into America. We done changed our names, we done changed our religion. Black women still changing their hair. Ain't nothing changed yet.